Hey there, everyone. It's Dr. Yam, and it is another Biz Tip Tuesday. So, for those of you who haven't already done so, please join me over at Content Creation Tips and More Community, and we are going to get started. Hey, everyone. It's Dr. Yam. Happy to see each and every one of you today. Oh, wow. So, I want to get right into. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach, and I am the host of the Content Creation Tips and More Facebook group. For those who are new to their biz groove and they want to use content marketing strategies to help them to grow their business and learn a little bit at the same time. So, welcome everyone to the our weekly Biz Tips Tuesdays. So, this is an opportunity where you get to tap into some knowledge, try a little something out. Today is going to be another tool day. So, you're going to get an opportunity to check out another cool tool. So, this is our Biz Tip Tuesday session. And again, if you haven't already done so, please join me over in my Small Biz Society.com community is where you will find me and free resources and events and opportunities for you to grow your business at the same time. So do know that. So I'm making sure I got okay. And then if you are haven't launched your business, but you have a desire to do so and you want to transition from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, head on over to the busy9to5ershive.com. And over there is where you'll find opportunities and resources to help you to make that transition and create that escape route that's going to help you to make that possible. So today, inside of our Biz Tip Tuesday, we are going to be talking about a really interesting tool that you can use. I don't know if you've ever recognized it. I do a lot of reading. And oftentimes, when you're reading people's blogs or even any type of an article nowadays online, there is always a suggested read time that is right below the title and above what you're getting ready to read, right? And so the benefit of that is you can at least have a sense of how long is it going to take me to get through this article. And how is it, however, that you could use a similar feature and technique in your content? So when we remember, when we're thinking about our content and creating, we're thinking about our ecosystem. And inside of our ecosystem, we have our 6 main components. And so here, we're talking in particular is going to be affected mostly in your blogging component as well as your maybe even your email on your web page or websites, and even sometimes in your creative content in your ebooks and other handouts and materials that you may be creating. So I want you to kind of think about how you might be able to apply this very simple tool to content where there is a lot of text taking place. Now, even with that said, I want you to also consider the fact that you can also use the same tool when you are even preparing for a podcast and you do have a pretty much kind of an outline or a script that you're using. And in that particular case, it's going to help you to kind of determine how long is my reader or my listener going to need to commit to listening to that particular one. You will also get that, of course, in the part of you creating your end product of your audio or your video for that matter. But again, another cool tool. So let me get you started in there. Let me take that off. So this is really going to be impacting those particular components in your ecosystem. Alrighty, now that being said, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Give me 1 second. And let me first give you a good understanding. When we're talking about read time, what is read time? So when we're thinking about read time, I want you to think about it as it's the time taken for the average person to either silently read a piece of text while maintaining some reading comprehension. So again, reading comprehension means that you understand what you're reading, you're processing it as you are reading it. So that's reading comprehension. So so that average person, usually somebody who should be at least reading at an 8th grade reading level, I think is the typical worth, right? And so this is also based on an average number of people who participated maybe in a survey. You kind of get a sense for how this is being based on. So it's just not my reading time, but on average. the reading time and when people silently are reading, not reading out loud, because that might be a little different, but at least silently reading. And this is also for adult reading, not children reading. Okay. So, but on average, we can expect people to read about 230, 240 words per minute. Okay. So that's kind of based on the study. Now, each piece of content, however, might be a little bit different depending on the complexity of the words that are inside of the words that are being read. But on average, that's what you can expect. Now, that being said, what are some tools that you could use that would help you to establish that without you having to count every little word or you having to read it out loud and time yourself? You don't need to have to worry about doing that. So, what you can do is there are some tools that you can use that I'm going to share with you today. So, first tool is a real simple one, and it's just called Reading Time Calculator. And you can go right here to thereadtime.com, and right there you'll do it. So I'm going to do a quick share of my screen. There we go. And all you have to do when you come to this site, and I've already kind of put it in here, you can simply copy and paste the article, your blog post, whatever you've written, and you can simply copy and paste it here, as I've just done for you. And then you'll scroll down and it will give you an estimated time right here. So it's going to give you not only your read time, which is 2 minutes and 7 seconds, speech timing if you read it out loud, okay, and then a word count, 550 words. That's how much it would take. So there gives you a good sense. And then you can simply put that under your text reader. Now, there are some WordPress plugins that will do this for you as well, but not everybody uses WordPress. So this is like the kind of go around that you could just simply do it as a piece of text and place it there under your post or inside of an article that you have already. So just know that you have that opportunity to use that as well. And then, so that's one space or website that you can use. There are a couple, so I want to give you a couple of choices. This, again, you can notice it's really simple to do, right? So another one, let me go over here, is, I love the name, just Readometer. So we're going to go over to Readometer, and I'm going to switch over my stop share, and I'm going to switch over to another screen. And again, same thing applies. You will be able just to simply copy and paste that text there. So I'm going to hit quick share. Here we are. And here, let me see if I type it in. You're just going to copy and paste, or you can simply type right into it. So you have a choice for either one. Let me just do a quick copy some text I have ready for you guys. And then you simply just paste it in. And then again, estimate the reading time. Hit the button. Da, 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 da. And again, 2 minutes, 28 seconds. And it took out some words. So you see there's a little bit of a difference depending on how the algorithm is set up on these particular websites. So they will vary in size, but needless to say, it is also just a quick and down and dirty simple tool that you can use. So this is a different one. Now, another one, I found 3. Always like to give variety. So we'll take that off. And then this last one is, the reason why I like this next one is called Convert Words to Time. And again, you can just go to words2time.com, okay? And I'm going to share my screen here. And there we go. Now here on this site, an interesting thing occurs. So here you can simply, again, paste in your text, but when it does it, it's just going to do the word count and then give you the speed. But here's the thing you should know too, is that here when you're typing it in or you're pasting it in, you can determine the read speed. So you can go on that average, or if you know somebody is a slower reader, it reads slow, then you might want to say it's going to take them a little longer if it's a fast read. So you kind of get a gist. But again, just a good way for you to estimate it as well. This is also great for teachers, by the way. But again, copy and paste. It already says the same 505 words. And at an average 130 words, remember I told you that average, right? It takes per minute. this is what it would take: 130 words per minute on average, right? So it's going to take that person 3 minutes and 39 to read on average. If you did it on a faster pace, a little faster. If they did it a little slower, take them 5 minutes to read. Again, remember that it's also important to remember about the complexity of your word choices. Obviously, you never want to talk above people's head. You want to be able to get straight to the point and have the context of the language and what information that you're sharing is going to be useful. People shouldn't have to struggle when they're reading your content, right? Because most of your audience, depending on what they're doing, they're usually busy, like I know my audience is, right? So you always want to kind of keep those things in mind. But those are some tools that you could use as well. And even here, it gives you also an average. So even if you didn't use a reader meter and you wanted to just have a quick glance, here are some quick kind of average, right? So 500 words takes about 3.8 minutes, whereas 1,000 words, about 7.5 minutes. 2,000 words, about 15 minutes on average at the average speed. So again, that's what you can use in determining how your content can be consumed. And this is also, like I said, a great tool for you to incorporate into any written content that you have, either on your website, inside of any print material that you may have, that you can even reference. This on average should take you a little longer than X number of minutes to read. When people know what their time commitment is for any one thing, they're more likely to take action. And they say, oh, that's only 3 minutes. I could do that, right? It's that's manageable. I can consume that bit of information. But these are just some really cool tools that you can utilize for your creative content and be able to add value to your readership. So again, just know that you have your different content marketing inside of the ecosystem. This is a tool that you can apply for your blogging, inside of your creative visuals, if you're making any kind of ebooks, or inside of your website, if you're putting anything as far as your website content, if it happens to be text heavy, whatever that is. Know that you can utilize a tool such as a reader meter to help you to add value to your content. Now, if you know of any other tools that might be helpful and you'd like to have those shared with our community of content creators and solopreneurs, freelancers, and coaches, then please head on over to the smallbizsociety.com, join our community. You can also just direct message me, and I'll be happy to take on any tool challenge that you have, and we'll also be able to add it to our community of users as well, because it's always good to have. Until next time, this is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach for another Biz Tip Tuesday. Until next time, let's get busy. Take care. Bye-bye.